What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Don't forget to check out my website, ckwraps.com. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, this is part 3 to the Tesla Model 3 Chrome Trim Delete, which we're doing in gloss black. As you can see, the rear quarter window's done. This top strip is done. We're about to do the door handles and then the window trims on the lower shelf here. We'll get around to that just after the door handles. So I'm gonna do both these door handles in one video. Very short, very simple, very sweet. It's pretty quick. Now, as you notice, when we open up these door handles, they are chrome all the way through. When you're doing a chrome trim delete like this, yes, I mean, the door handles are gonna show a little bit. You could remove them. I don't typically remove them, so I don't even know how to remove them. I've never tried, actually, so I couldn't tell you. But you don't have to remove them when it comes to this. The door handles are literally open for like a second, and then they're closed again. So it's kind of like wrapping inside the door jamb, where you don't really wrap inside the door jamb unless the customer pays you to wrap inside the door jamb, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, we've got a nice even space all the way around the outside of the handle. This is the amount that we're gonna leave to tuck around on the inside of the door handle. We're gonna clean off the actual surface. We're using isopropyl alcohol, 70%. So see the first video, part 1, on how to do this and all the tools that I'm using today. Again, I'll link to all the tools that I'm using today, including the vinyl, in the description below. So we're gonna actually just get to this. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I've got my piece already cut, and we're gonna save time. We're just gonna slap it on there. So end to end, make sure we're covered. Cool. I don't like to add any unnecessary tension to the film. Not when it comes to time to doing this one here, but just round off all the edges, making sure that we've got a nice sealed area, okay? Let's do the other side. So this handle's wrapped, we just gotta cut it. Let's do the back door. And again, I'll try and stay out of your way. I go through the middle first, and then I go around the outer edges, like so. You could use a glove, you don't really need it so much. This is an easy one. If you make a mistake, it's literally 2 seconds, very small piece of vinyl, scraps you have laying around, to redo this, okay? We're ready to cut. That's it. When we're cutting, the hardest part when we're cutting is the corners, where the corners bend, or where the crevice bends, basically. That's gonna be the hardest part. So having a sharp blade is very important. I cannot stress that enough. All right, and we're just gonna glide our blade on the back side of this area here. There should be no resistance because our blade is very sharp. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna come down from the top. It's just easier this way. We want to keep the vinyl tight when we're cutting, so we have to think about positioning ourselves and cutting in directions that keep the vinyl tight. If the vinyl starts to get flimsy, it becomes very difficult to cut and keep it nice and sharp and looking straight. A sharp blade does help to cut film that is a little bit softer. Right up here, but separate that. There we go. So this piece should be cut all the way through. Let me just get it off. Oh, it's stuck on there pretty good. I can't get something, my finger behind it. There we go. So when we pull the film off, when we're pulling away from the edge, ensuring that we did actually cut through. If we pull away from the edge, then we won't cause any harm. The film left adhesive there. That's very strange, actually. That's that one cut. I'll show you what to do afterwards when we're ready to heat it and push it around. Let's cut this one first. So same idea. I'm just going to start back here. Push through that empty space. Glide the blade really nicely. Come up slightly around this bend, and then come back in through this area here. Again, pushing through so we can find that empty space. Be paying attention to, and look very closely when you're cutting. You don't want to look somewhere else, or you want to make sure you've got the right lighting and the right angle and all that fun stuff. So again, as we get through these bends, it becomes a little more tricky cutting, so we have to really take our time. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm a bit more comfortable when it comes to doing it, but for those of you who haven't been doing this for a while, it might be more tricky. Let's get this vinyl up. I think I didn't cut through all the way at this corner yet. Nope, so I'm gonna just pull the vinyl up to this area right here, and then I'm gonna push the vinyl through. There we go. Should be good. Done. Now, heat gun and squeegee. Buffer side first is what I do. So I'll actually use my finger and the heat to get it slightly around. Then I'll use the buffer side, which is the yellow side on this one, and then I'll use the hard edge side if I need to. So we're gonna add a little bit of heat. If we don't use a bit of heat and push down pretty firmly, we're gonna get wrinkles, especially at that top corner over there. Same thing on the back one, you'll get wrinkles. I can already see the wrinkles starting to build. So this is where we have to heat. So now that I've got that, we're gonna get in there a little bit with the buffer side. Just really take your time when it comes to doing this. Now we're gonna get in there with an actual tucking tool. You don't want to heat too much, but you do want to make this film soft and pliable. And again, the gap on these handles is not consistent, like top to bottom, end to end, all that fun stuff. So, you know, you're gonna get more of a gap in certain areas, less of a gap in other areas, just because that's how they build the car. There's not much you can do about that. It is the nature of the beast. So you just adapt. Now I can actually pop the handle out, heat it, right on this end right here, and then I'm going to push down really firmly with my thumb. That gets that done really nicely. Perfect. This one's looking really sharp. I'm just going to go over it, make sure we're good. Use this squeegee right here. There's a bit more coverage. Helps me make sure that we've got it nice and flat. Again, this top corner up here, the more difficult one. So I'm just rounding off all those wrinkles, taking my time, taking the extra time to do that. Perfect. Let's close that up. Let's move on to the back one. So same thing, I'm gonna heat. Push down to that top corner there. Get it tucked in a bit with my finger if possible. Because your finger's soft, so your finger will sort of squish it and mold it around a little bit initially. All right. Now again, we're going to deal with this top corner up here. As soon as I get this far enough here, I can open up the door handle. Now we're going to open up the door handle. I'm going to heat that corner down there. And I'm going to push down really firmly with my thumb. That keeps all the wrinkles away on the corner. Now the flat part's very easy, very straightforward. That's it. Shabam. Wrap the door handles, all done. Let's bring you in so you can have a closer look. So we can see the handle. I don't see any silver at all showing from the outside. No wrinkles, no nothing. It's hard to pick it up. There we go. Let's check out this one. Again, from the outside, it's looking very nice. And what does it look like on the inside? Looks like that. So you don't even see back here all the silver that could be there as well, because the way the handle comes out, you don't see it. Let's let that focus. And that's part 3 of wrapping the door handles on the Tesla Model 3. And that's part 3, wrapping the chrome trim on the Tesla Model 3. We just knocked out the door handles in like 10 minutes. That's with my blabbering on and talking. And stay tuned for the other videos. There'll be 4, 5 for the mirror, and 6 for that. So we've got 3 more to do still. Keep in mind, everything I'll relate back to the first video as far as prep goes, and that's pretty much it. Again, I appreciate it, guys. I hope the video was informative and helpful. Thank you for watching.